Well, there's been a big discovery in the dinosaur world, with a new long-necked species being identified from fossils found in Thailand. Named the nagatitan, it is the largest ever dinosaur found in Southeast Asia and was twice the size of a T-Rex. Thitiwoot Sethapanichsakul is a paleontology student, PhD student at University College London, and he joins us now. Thitiwoot, you are the lead author of this study in this discovery. How exciting was this for you, and how significant is this discovery for paleontologists?
Oh, it's very exciting. I mean, I was always a dinosaur kid, and I've always dreamed of naming a new dinosaur, especially one from my own home country. And so having to name one, and one this big, nagatitan is the largest Southeast Asian sauropod we've ever found, and it's the first of this kind of really big-sized sauropod that we found that are known more commonly from places like China or South America.
Yeah, we just saw a picture there of you standing next to a bone fragment. What is that? Can you explain more about what that is?
So that's the part of the humerus. It's the upper arm bone of the dinosaur, and it's actually taller than me, which gives you a reference to how big that actual leg would have been on its own.
Yeah. So these giant bones, were found 10 years ago. So how did you make the conclusion about how big the nagatitan was, and how did you know that it was a new species altogether?
So we identify new species by looking at the physical characteristics of the bones. We kind of differentiate them from other dinosaurs that have characteristics that are different or the same, and we're able to kind of figure out where nagatitan would belong in the family tree of sauropods. For the size, we look at the circumference of the humerus and the other limb bones. We know that there's a statistical correlation between the circumferences of the limb bones and the body mass of quadruped animals.
Yeah, and can you tell us about how this species got its name, nagatitan? I think there's a longer name to it. Can you tell us more about that?
So the full name is Nagatitan chiapumensis. Naga refers to the mythological Naga, the serpent that's often associated with water in Southeast Asian mythology. Titan refers to giants in Greek mythology, and chiapumensis is paying homage to the province where the dinosaur was actually found. So to translate it, it is the giant serpent from Chayapum province.
Yeah, it's a great name. Can you tell us what we know? What do you know about the characteristics about this particular species, and what were its behaviors? What did it eat? Those many millions of years ago.
Yeah, so Nagatitan would have looked very much like any other sauropods. Sauropods have this kind of set body plan of really long neck, long tail. They were mega herbivores. They kind of consumed large amounts of vegetation, a lot of gymnosperms, a lot of conifers, and they would have been so big that predators would actually pose very little threat to them in their environment.
Yeah, so the species lived around 100 to 120 million years ago. What does this discovery tell us about that particular period of time?
It tells us that sauropods were going through a big change during this time period. We know that we have a lot of really large sauropods that came about 10 to 50 million years later in other regions of the world. And we knew that these other regions of the world had very similar climates and environments to what we see in Thailand during the time of Nagatitan. So we essentially get a snapshot of that kind of gigantism in sauropods.
Yes. So is these fragments, these bones, still continuing to be studied? And then what might we find out in the time to come?
The locality is still very active. We're still finding a bit more funding to improve the site and maybe dig even more. I suspect that we will likely find more specimens of Nagatitan in the future, and maybe even more sauropods in the future.
Yes, maybe one that's possibly a bigger... Now, did this species die out like the other dinosaurs from perhaps catastrophic events like that asteroid that hit Earth, 66 million years ago?
So sauropods like Nagatitan, in Southeast Asia at least, disappeared during the Middle Cretaceous. Not because of any kind of catastrophic event, but more due to climate change. The world was warming and the sea levels were rising. So rocks that are actually younger than what we see nagatitan comes from actually tells us that it was now a shallow sea. The area had become a shallow sea, so there were no more sauropods living in Southeast Asia by that point.
And the Chaiyaphum province where the bones were found, it's in northeastern Thailand, sort of north of Bangkok. Is this part of Thailand known to have a lot of dinosaur bones and fossils?
Very much so. That is the area where we have the richest amount of dinosaur bones that we're finding. Mostly because of the environment that it's in. It's very dry. It's not too wet, so that the bones actually don't dissolve and get broken down too quickly.
Yeah. And of course, when these discoveries do happen, it did happen in a somewhat remote area, what sort of impact would it have on the local community there?
It depends, but with something like nagatitan, where it's now very much known globally and it's shown a lot of interest, that kind of stuff, it likely will bring in a lot of more tourism, a lot more funding for the local government to improve the situation there. One of our big goals is to develop more and more public outreach programs to give back to the community. One of the many things that we do is locals tend to find dinosaur bones before we do. And so teaching locals to understand the importance of the dinosaur bones is a key factor in our research.
Yeah, and where can people come to see this particular nagatitan, this huge dinosaur?
So fortunately, we do have a full-size skeleton on exhibition right now at Asiatique in Bangkok. Everyone is welcome to come see the biggest sauropod from Southeast Asia.
Yeah, fantastic. Thitiwoot Sethapanichsakul, really appreciate your insights there and the fascinating discovery that you've made. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.